Yes. Ah. July 2016. I couldn't wait to do today's show. I absolutely positively could not wait to do today's show. The only regret I have about this day in the year of 2016 is that my main man, Skip Bayless, the man I did First Take with for 3 years, my brother from another mother, who I loved and lived to torment each and every single weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, is no longer with me. I'm on vacation, that is true. We would not have been on First Take Live, that is true. But if I were off and Skip Bayless happened to be in studio, I would have come off vacation, just to go on the air with him today. Because I don't know if y'all have heard the news, but you know I heard the news. And this is I don't want to say it's a beautiful day because I'm not necessarily rooting against Tom Brady per se, but damn it, I don't mind being right. Because we all know, y'all know how to chronicle when I'm wrong. Did you hear the news? Or a better question, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Did you hear the news? Second Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in favor of Roger Goodell and the National Football League, electing to uphold the 4-game suspension handed down against Tom Brady. Tom Brady, in his zest, in his quest to overturn that conviction, for lack of a better word, decides that a 3-judge panel voting 2-1 in favor of upholding the commissioner's decision months ago could be usurped if indeed he petitioned the courts to let all 13 judges That's what, ladies and gentlemen. Because as I've told you before, as I've told you on many occasions, Tom Brady brought all of this on himself. Didn't I tell you? Did I not tell you? Ladies and gentlemen, as we sit here today, let me be the first to tell you right now, Tom Brady is not going to win this case. Now, a miracle could happen and he could end up winning. That is definitely possible. But it is highly unlikely. Do you know why? Because this case stopped being about Deflategate a long time ago. Don't y'all get it? Don't you understand what's going on? Don't you understand how this ruling has something to do with everything that's going on in the world today, including unarmed individuals getting shot by cops? Now you're saying to yourself, where the hell is Stephen A. coming up with this? Where's he getting it from? Let's listen. I'll get to it in a second. First things first, it's Tom Brady. I tried to tell y'all. First of all, let me be clear. He never should have been suspended for 4 games. This is much ado about nothing. I don't give a damn if in that championship game a couple of years back, Tom Brady was throwing Nerf footballs. He waxed the Indianapolis Colts. When the New England Patriots destroyed Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts in that AFC championship game, don't give me anything about deflated footballs. I don't give a damn. So it was much ado about nothing. But please understand, that's missing the point. Here's what you need to realize. Tom Brady was arrogant. Tom Brady was uppity. Tom Brady was selfish. And in the end, he brought all of this on himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brady is one of the top 2 quarterbacks of all time. As far as I'm concerned, he's the only one who warrants comparable mentions to the great Joe Montana. Tom Brady Has won 4 Super Bowl titles. Tom Brady is a perennial championship contender. Tom Brady is the best quarterback of the modern day era. That includes Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's got better talent than Aaron Rodgers, but he does have better results, and I got to give that to him. Tom Brady is also a virtual paragon of virtue when it comes to the NFL. Got the supermodel wife, rocks the Tom Ford suits and blazers, got the model looks, get all types of money. The brother's big time. You're basically the face of the NFL. When all of this goes down, you can't go up to Commissioner Roger Goodell and say, my man, can we get together? Let me and Giselle take you and the wife out for dinner. Can we have a conversation? And when you do that, you go out with Roger Goodell and you say, I like the footballs deflated to the lowest legal limit possible. I didn't know it went below the legal limit. I apologize, sir. This was not my intent. Can you help me? I guarantee you, Roger Goodell would have given him no more than a 2-game suspension, and he would have called it a day. But because the Patriot way is to be insulated and to keep quiet. But because the Patriot way is about the Patriot way. But because Tom Brady thought he was above the fray. Text messages omitted. Conversations with the deflator. Cell phones disappearing. And fighting and fighting and fighting with the commissioner. Knowing you don't have that kind of power. There's no collective bargaining agreement stipulating you're allowed to have that power. What do? You fight and you fight and you fight. You go to the courts and you make sure women see you walking out of there with that blue suit on. Had a woman in my life at the time drooling over you. You sit up there and then you turn around and you don't get the verdict that you want. Or you do, but ultimately that gets overturned. So then you try again, and then ultimately it goes to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. And what happens? They rule against you. You go and you hire Ted Olson, who's had about 75 of his cases heard by the Supreme Court, thinking that that was going to get you over. Now this doesn't work, and so I guess you'll go to the Supreme Court. You won't let it go, will you, Tom? Will you? Because you're Tom Brady. Meanwhile, Players Association spending over $7 million of the players' money to help you out. On top of the money you and Giselle are spending on your own, in your own defense. You got people like Skip Bayless out there talking about you are innocent and you are being railroaded and you're the total victim in all of this. Even though you're the quarterback. Even though you're the one that gets the ball snapped to you. Even though you're the one that hands the ball off to the running back. Even though you're the one that throws it to Gronkowski or Edelman or Amendola or LaFell before he left. Nobody touches the football more than you. But you had nothing to do with it. Did you, Tom? Did you? No, never that. Never you. Of course, never that. You'd never do something like that. Not you. Not Tom Brady. No. No. So what happens? You continue to fight. All the while, because you are convinced and hell-bent on believing that it's all about you. It's no longer about you, Tom. It's about the league. It's about the courts not wanting to usurp the authority of collective bargaining agreements, not wanting to open Pandora's box and have a whole bunch of players flooding the courts with paperwork and more cases because this serves precedent. Do you have any idea, ladies and gentlemen, what audacity it takes for a United States citizen, even one the magnitude of Tom Brady, to go before the courts for a second time and to ask them to ignore a decision made by 3 of their contemporaries and request to have it heard by all 13 judges on the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals? Do you realize what arrogance that involves? Do you realize how bold, how audacious you have to be to think that you could try to pull that off? And what do you think it says, ladies and gentlemen? That the court said, we won't even listen to your case. What they're saying to Tom Brady is that it's not about deflated footballs anymore. It's about our system of justice. What we have instituted and what we are not willing to circumvent and navigate ourselves around for the purposes of you. That is what happened, Tom Brady. That is why you have no choice now but to go to the Supreme Court, and good luck with that, or accept your penance. Because right now, if you're Roger Goodell, you don't bend, you don't break, you don't fold, you don't let this go. Because this man fought you this hard, now's the time where a message has to be sent. You have to make sure, in emphatic fashion I might add, that under no circumstances will we ever allow anybody to think that they can circumvent the authority of the National Football League if they are a player in the National Football League. Morris Smith and the Players Association may not have told you this. Let's also mention George Atala, because we all know he loves his attention. So let's make sure we give him a little bit of love too. Because God forbid that he doesn't get his name mentioned, that he isn't in the public eye, that he isn't a headline. You know, the number 2 to Morris Smith at the NFL Players Association. We want to make sure we mention George Atala because we know he likes his attention. Where are they now? What recourse do you have? You gonna go to the Supreme Court? Go. I'm not even saying you can't win. It's possible, Tom Brady, because it's you. You could win. But what are your odds? What are your chances? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? If y'all sit up there and you watch Def Comedy Jam, remember when the late Bernie Mac was alive, God rest his soul? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I F and tell you? Didn't I tell you? Sick of this. I ain't gonna cuss. You get the picture. Tom Brady, this is how it goes. Even you, arguably the greatest ever, doesn't get to usurp the authority of the collective bargaining agreement. Instead of fighting next time so hard, maybe you should tell DeMaurice Smith and the Players Association to do everything that they can to make sure that Roger Goodell doesn't have this power in their next collective bargaining negotiations about 4 to 5 years from now. You'll have a better chance then. You got less of a chance now. 888-MAD-DOG-6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. That's always the number to call into the Stephen A. Smith Show right here on Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 82.